What is online counselling? What is online counselling? So, the people who did the SEO on my website said I need to do some serious blogging of important topics so that Google will know how to find my website and bring people who are looking for important things like that. So, I wrote a blog in the middle of the night. We won't talk about that. And now I'm going to actually read some of it and talk to you about it. And I hope that's not too boring. It really is interesting stuff. It was very easy for me to write because it's stuff that I know off the top of my head. So what is online counselling? I provide online counselling and art therapy, but some of you might be lost as to even what those few words mean. I use the word counselling because that's the term we use in New Zealand, but other places might use words like therapy, psychotherapy, or mental health counselling. Basically, it's the same thing. It means talking to a trained professional about your life, your troubles, the things that are bothering you or getting in your way. The aim is to find healing or new ways of interacting or to figure out a way to make your life better. That's basically counselling. It can involve setting goals, learning strategies and techniques, changing the patterns of your behavioural thoughts, and often working through experiences in your past with the goal of healing or processing them in a different way. That's the way what I think counselling means. That's my goal from my perspective, trying to help you overcome the barriers and the things that are blocking and find a better life. Find the life that you want to live, that you deserve to live, that you can live. There are many different approaches that you might have heard of for counselling: CBT or cognitive behavioural therapy, narrative therapy, person-centred therapy, humanistic approaches, ACT, which is called acceptance and commitment therapy, solution-focused therapy, brief therapy, eclectic or integrative counselling, and so many more, seriously, so many more. It'd be hard for me to name them all. New ones are being developed all the time. Art therapy can also be included in this list, although an argument could be had about this because art therapy and other approaches that may not involve talking might come under a whole different category than those that are often collectively called talk therapies. Now, art therapy, especially the way I do it, does involve talking. It could potentially involve just art and no talking, but generally there's talking involved. So online counselling is providing any of those approaches using the internet as the place where you meet. The counsellor and you, the client, will use an online tool like Skype or Zoom or Google Meet or some other secure platform that you both access through the internet. You can use a laptop or any other internet-capable device, like your mobile phone or your iPad. I use a tablet, a Samsung tablet. It usually includes video so we can see each other and hear each other, but sometimes it's only voice, like talking on the phone. And text-only communication, like email or asynchronous messaging, like text or direct messaging. Sometimes the therapy can happen in those ways. Online counselling is sometimes called online therapy, teletherapy, telehealth, e-counselling, i-therapy, and maybe there's other things as well. I use the terms online counselling or online art therapy. Different countries have different rules about safety and security for online counselling, just as they do it for in-person, face-to-face counselling, because mental health counselling often involves people in very vulnerable times in their lives, and governments tend to watch out for them and do the best they can to protect them. That's why there's so many rules. Since online counselling is still relatively new, the rules around it are constantly changing. The world is basically still catching up with what's already happening, and that's not unusual. At present, I am able to provide online counselling throughout New Zealand, Australia, many countries in the Pacific and Asia, as well as other countries in the world, with the noted exception of the United States, England and Germany. Obviously, I can only work with people who speak English. I'm one of those poor people who only speaks one language. That limits things. I was going to make a joke about learning another language, but I'm not going to do that. If you or a friend you want to refer to me is in another country, please don't hesitate to make contact. We can do some research and make sure we're not breaking any of the rules in your country before we move ahead. That's not a problem. Most countries are fine with it. So how does online counselling work? How do we do it? Well, once we've both figured out that we are legally allowed to go ahead and start meeting, and we both agree that we want to do it, you can book a time that suits on my website. One of the cool things about the modern tech is that my calendar is integrated and the website translates my available times into your time zone. So you can go ahead and choose any of the times that the system offers to you. When the time comes up, you'll log in using the link that I send to you in your booking confirmation email. You need to load an app if you're using your phone, depending on the platform we're going to use. And then we'll just talk, just like we would if we were meeting in person. For me, as an art therapist, that might include making or talking about your art or other creative expression. The session might include coming up with some homework for you to work on between sessions. Just like in person, the sessions are likely to be about an hour long. My sessions are 60 minutes and usually begin at once a week, but may move to longer periods such as 2 weeks or monthly as you make progress. Do you have any questions that I haven't answered? That's what I've written here. Please comment or email me. I'm happy to answer. I really am. Do you have any other questions about this online counselling thing? I'm really happy to answer and explain because it's something I think about every day. Maybe I've overlooked some important questions that you would really like answered. Please, please, please let me know. Because if you've got a question, then I know other people have got that same question as well. Be the brave one to ask the question. Online counselling is just as valid and just as effective as meeting in person. That's it. That's what online counselling is. Thank you for your time. This is Dion from After the Rain Arts Therapy.